Well, hey friends, let's dive into grade 4, unit 8 quick practices. So these are pretty fun actually. We're going to start over here with lessons 2 through 4. You have a set of slides you can tell. Remember, again, anything that's not hidden or skipped is a slide you would be showing students. So we're going to just review how to name endpoints, lines, rays, segments, etc. So you can follow the prompts at the bottom here, or you can make up your own. But essentially, we want everyone to be corally responding. I'm going to point to one of the boxes. Boys and girls, you're going to tell me what it is. Name it. So if I said boys and girls, and then I might give, for me, I give a signal. I would put my hand out, say class. This should be done by a student leader. The prompts here say now. So now, right? However you want to do it, but there does need to be a prompt for student leaders so that the class knows when to respond. This shouldn't be a call on one student at a time. It should definitely be a choral response. Okay, so if I point here, students would say, and I'd say class, and they would say point A. Class, angle, FGH. Another way to name it, class, HGF. Class, line, YW. Class, ray, XZ. Okay, so you point to the different squares, and then students would identify and name what they see there. So you have the same thing. You have a second set of images that you can use. And then as we delete each one of these covers, students are going to show us with their hands what's underneath. So if I go here and I delete it, and I would say, what does that say? Acute angle. Boys and girls, show me acute, and then they can use their hands or their arms, whatever you want, to show me an acute angle. Each time acute angle comes up, they should show me a different way to show acute. So it shouldn't always be like this, right? Maybe it looks like this, a little thinner. Maybe it looks more like this. Maybe you have them sit down on the ground and they have to show with their body, with their legs extended and their arms up in the air. Show me acute versus show me right versus show me obtuse. So as you delete each one of those covers, students quickly show you that particular angle. Then, so you're going to do that for the first set of lessons. You have lessons 3 and 4. So this would be lessons 2 right here. Then you have lessons 3 and 4. You would show these. Then lesson 5, you get to this. Show me an angle with 90 degrees. And so I would have everyone show me the same thing. However, they're going to show you a different one. And then I might say, name it. And the class would say, a right angle. You delete that cover and they both should show this is a right angle and it's called a right angle. So you can have them do how at the same time, show me an angle with 90 degrees and they might say right angle. Okay. And they show it at the same time that they say it. Up to you how you want to manage it. But again, everyone is corally responding. Once you reviewed those angle names, then you go to the triangles. And now we're going to classify triangles not only by their angles, but we're also going to classify them by their sides. So if I were to point to this triangle, I'd say, boys and girls, let's classify a triangle by its sides. Boys and girls, does it have 0, 2, or 3 equal sides? Class, and I would be looking for maybe a nonverbal on this one. So of course they could say it, class, they would say 2, or I might say class, and they just show me 2, right? However, again, you want to manage that. And then I'd say, boys and girls, what's the name of that triangle? Class, and they would say isosceles. Okay, so now we're looking for scalene, isosceles, or equilateral because we're identifying it based on its sides. If it has 2 equal sides, it is a isosceles triangle. Now let's classify each triangle by its angles. Boys and girls, I'm going to point to a triangle, and I want you to tell me, does it have a right angle, one angle greater than a right angle, or no angles greater than a right angle? Class, and they would say 1 right angle. Boys and girls, what is the name of this triangle? Class, and they would say a right triangle. Using the sides and angles, this triangle is, and then they would repeat for the names of the angles and of the sides. This is an isosceles right triangle. Okay, so we can now rename it knowing all of the attributes of the sides and of the angles. So you would repeat that and you would point to as many of those as you can. Keep in mind, you get 5 minutes for quick practice. So you definitely want to review the angles, and then you'll do this review for as long as it takes to get to your 5-minute mark. When you get to lessons 6 through 8, you see that you have the same thing. We've just switched up some of those triangles. Then we get to lessons 9 through 12. And so for lessons 9 through 12, you have these 3 slides. Boys and girls, show parallel lines with your arms. So maybe they show it like this because it's from their elbow to their fingertips. Okay. And then you'd say, now keep the parallel lines, but show me them in a different direction. And maybe they'll go like this, or maybe they'll go like this. Boys and girls, are your arms really parallel lines? And they should say no, because a true parallel line goes on in both directions. Our arms stop. Okay, so you can delete that cover to get that answer, but it's essentially just reminding them, why are these parallel lines? Because they never intersect. Then you get to show me intersecting lines, or excuse me, show me perpendicular line, arms. There you go. Okay. So if I do perpendicular, I might show it like this. Now keep perpendicular, but show me a different way. So we're looking at, I can rotate, I can turn, I can flip, but the perpendicular piece stays intact. I still am creating a right angle with that intersection. So are your arms really perpendicular? No, because again, lines go on forever and ever. We would have line segments if we're using our arms. And then you'll get into, now let's classify quadrilaterals. I'm going to point to a figure and wait while you think. Okay, so if I point to, let's just say, oh, sorry about that. I point to this and I'd say class, and they would say rectangle. But they could call it, we know it's a quadrilateral, right? They could also call it a parallelogram. So there's multiple names for many of these. And so we want students to think about the different names. This could be one that you have students use a whiteboard and they write all the names they can for that particular shape. And then you have them show, and the student leader can say, yes, it's called a rectangle. It's called a parallelogram. It's called a quadrilateral. You could have the whole class come up with one, everyone say it at once, class, and hear all the different responses. And then the student leader summarizes the responses. I heard rectangle, quadrilateral, parallelogram. You could, so there's several ways to do that, but again, you want to limit calling on individual students, because when you call on individual students, you have limited engagement. This is for choral response and to build fluency. So you want as many voices as frequently as you can. When you get to lesson 11, you'll notice you have those same 3 slides. Then you have lesson 12 there. And you'll see the same thing all the way till the end of lesson 12. So that is your quick practice, my friends, for Unit 8. Enjoy.